Hello there and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be doing an unbiased review of Matthew C. Primer. For today's review, we are in my kitchen because under cabinet lighting, which is not just good for reviews on YouTube, but if you're looking to upgrade your home, I highly recommend under cabinet lighting. Look how pretty it is, and it's so useful. Let me quick show you what my kitchen looks like with and without under cabinet lighting, and you will agree with me that they are wonderful. Okay, so tangent aside, Matthew C. Primer. I first heard about Matthew C. Primer, Matthew C. overall, from a couple of trusted, long-time homeschool mom friends. And I'm so glad that they told me about it because I really like it. It's very unique and I really trust it. It's written by a creator that has a very broad knowledge base about math. And so he really took like all that knowledge and combined it together and decided like, how can I make this math better? And then he did that. P.S. I should mention this is an unbiased review and I will be saying some of the cons about this curriculum also. My favorite thing about it, I think, are the blocks, which I will show you in a little bit. They are wonderful and they are prized possession to me, and I want to buy more sets of them, but they're kind of pricey, and I also don't need more sets. I just like want them. That's weird, right? Okay, I'm a little bit weird about school supplies and curriculum. I can't help it. The Primer Math is the first in a series of curriculums sold by Demi Learning. The Primer curriculum is an introduction to the concepts that will be introduced in the following curriculums. Each of the curriculums will master a set of math skills, and then you move on to master another set in the next curriculum. So everything that is taught in the Primer curriculum will be taught again in the following curriculums. These are the blocks that you'll need for your Matthew C. curriculum. But the nice thing about Matthew C. curriculum is this is all you need until you get up to the later grades, and then you need like some fraction slides or something. I don't know when that is. I feel like that might be like grade 4 that they need those, but I'm not sure. They used to sell beautiful boxes, not as beautiful as this one because this one was handmade for me and my kids, but they used to sell wood boxes, and I called them because I saw them in a review and I said I must have that, and they don't make the wooden boxes anymore. Sad. But what I loved about the wood boxes that they did have was individually sized like this, and then they had two little lines here so that the kids could line these up. So for example, like if you're making 4, then you can take a 3 and a 1 and you can see how they're the same size, and etc. with this. It looks like, from what I can see, a lot of Math UC parents buy just like a tackle box or a craft box from Hobby Lobby, and that seems to work just fine. But I'm lucky enough that my father-in-law made me this beautiful box, and I very, very much appreciate it. Your Math UC primer comes with a video, and it has short little videos that you watch. One thing about this is I feel like the man that does the videos is pretty good at explaining things, and he's pretty good with the kids in the video, but it's, I don't know, kind of bland, which they're short videos, so it's not really that big of a deal. I am glad to have this video for me personally, because this is a bit different way of learning the math and teaching the math than I am used to, so I'm glad to have him explain it. And so I'm glad to have these videos. Plus it's, you know, a 5-minute break. It also comes with this teacher manual, which I really enjoyed reading, because like I said, this is a very different way of teaching math than I wouldn't say very different, but it is different than I've taught in the past. And so I guess reading this, like, I enjoyed it, which this is my field. So that's partly why. Like, I have a master's in curriculum, so I guess I like reading about curriculum, so I'm probably the only crazy person that enjoyed reading this. But I really did. I feel like I had some like light bulb moments, and I just did enjoy reading it. It's broken down by lesson, so you don't have to read very much at a time. And it's a nice quality hardback book. This is the workbook, which I will take you through right now. I want to take you through this primer workbook because I really like it, and I was nervous about it at first because my daughter isn't really writing yet, but like she was ready for a higher level math curriculum. And when I opened it up, I saw, let me show you, stuff like this math here with like hundreds blocks and stuff, and I a little bit freaked out because I was like, oh my goodness, that's something we teach in first grade. You know, and I was like, I don't know that my 3-year-old's ready for this, but she was, and we are on probably lesson 9, but I flipped through all of it and read the teacher's manual. I love it. So it starts out just like this, where it's just simple counting. They're just learning to use the blocks. They put the blocks on there, they count, they choose the number, and they circle. And the counting goes on for a long time, but it shouldn't be discounted because it's there for a reason, because this whole system here is it's mostly based off of counting, which I was very surprised that I super love, and I wish that I would have known about this type of curriculum when I was teaching, although I'm a little afraid that I would have gotten in trouble for using it, but you know. So in the counting, they're gonna start counting different shapes and things. They're gonna start tracing some numbers. They're gonna start using tens frames, which is awesome. And that's when you can take the opportunity to teach them that this half is 5, because 5 plus 5 is 10. And then you can, you know, for example, this number is more than 5, so color this part and then count on. One thing I don't love about the video is he kind of just puts the blocks in willy-nilly, and I don't approve. And then it gets, it's a little more complicated because then they have to pick out what they're counting, differentiate it, which is giving them different lessons. They're going to learn about shapes and different kinds of patterns. They're going to use the tens frame, put the blocks on there. Sorry about that, guys. That other camera angle was not working for me, but I think this is going to work out pretty well. So, as you can see, this is very devoid of color, very monochromatic, as opposed to another curriculum that I'll be reviewing. You can see very full of color, very eye-catching. And kids like that. However, the color is not distracting here, so take that into account for your particular student. And also, many students like to color, which is a nice thing about this curriculum, because for example, this says color the correct number of blocks, say the number. So they're going to color 3 of these 10s. Any kid that can count and color can do that, and 1 of those. And then they are going to give them the tools to be able to do that, which even my 3-year-old can do that with the tools this curriculum uses. So I really like that. More coloring over here, color this circle blue. So learning to follow directions, learning about shapes, etc. Here they're going to be building numbers versus just coloring them, although they continue to do that also. Which number is greater? And this is actually the lesson we did today. This is just as simple, which is bigger, 7 or 3, and then that's going to lead into which is going to be bigger, 7T or 30 later, which is really nice. So skip ahead a little more. We're going to count hundreds again. Coloring, they're going to color these ones red because that's what the blocks are, red. Color these blue, color these green. This is going to be starting some simple addition, using the blocks again. Counting and writing. One thing that I would change about this curriculum if I was making it is, for one thing, when they're doing the counting, they'll have them trace the numbers. Let me show you quick. 0, 1. But they're pretty little, and they don't have any lines like, the primary lines to practice. The little kids that are just learning to write, which it says you can use this curriculum if you're just learning to write, need to write bigger because they don't have the motor skills to write smaller yet. So if I were to write this curriculum, that's one thing that I would change. And then, probably the primary lines here also. Here, teaching them number sense. This is going to be addition again, and they can use the blocks, but they don't have the picture on the page, but they should know how to use the blocks by that point. This is going to be adding tens, which again is first grade curriculum, but I think the way that they have done this curriculum, I think that it can be done. I was looking through here earlier to see what I wanted to say to you, and fractions and tally marks and other things they do in here. They have a little bit of everything. They have time, but they combine that with counting by 5s. They really do a good job of preparing the kids for what's going to be coming next, which is not true of all curriculums, so that's one thing that I really love about this one. But what I wanted to show you is here they get to missing add-ins, which they can use the blocks, but missing add-ins is kind of a hard concept for first graders to get, and they usually get it, but by the end of first grade. But and I'm sure that the way that they do it here is awesome, and it has the blocks, and I'm sure that it's totally doable. But just wanted to mention that is an end of first grade. Well, not really end of first grade, but it is a first grade skill. How these lessons work, by the way, if you're new to Math UC, which I'm assuming you are if you are reviewing the first curriculum, is you're going to start out with a lesson, and you'll watch the lesson that day on the video, and then this B will be the next day, and C will be the day after that, and D will be the day after that. This one's doing time, but look how great it is. Like, it's showing them. Let me see if I can. Let me zoom in quick so I could show you. So it's showing them with the blocks. This is 5, and it's showing the number sense around the clock. Like, the person that created this curriculum, or the people that created it, are amazing. Hello again. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember, T is for teacher friend, and make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I make videos every Tuesday and Thursday. And I hope that you'll join me for my videos. I do homeschool with me videos where I show you mostly my whole homeschool day, about every once a week or so, and I do curriculum reviews, and I do other general homeschool teaching your kid related videos. So I hope that you'll join me for those, and I hope that you have a really wonderful day. Thanks again for joining me. Bye.